Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fatima Han. I am from BS Biochemistry. Today my topic is lamination sheet, chemical use of lamination sheet and the lamination removal. First of all, we will discuss what is lamination, how lamination can form and how lamination can work. Lamination is a technique process of manufacturing a material in the multiple layers so that the composite material achieve improved strength, stability, sound, insulation, appearance, or other properties from the use of differentiating materials such as plastic. A laminate is permanently assembled object created using heat, pressure, welding, or gluing. Next, we have material used in the lamination. There are different type of material used in the lamination. Some are same or different, depend upon their material, depend upon their processes. There are the different laminating process depend on the type of material to be laminate. The material used in the laminate can be same or different depend on the process and the object to be laminate. And type of an example of type of laminate use different material would be the application of layer of plastic film or the sheet of glass. Basically, there is a two important types of lamination: plastic film or sheet of glass. Then with the help of these two types, we laminate the object or laminate the subject. Second, we have lamination sheet. We will discuss laminating sheet. Laminating sheet an additional manufacturing methodology where the thin sheet of material are bonded together layer by layer to form a single piece that is cut into the 3D object. As we see that when we laminate an object or laminate an paper, there is an 3D object. It look like shiny or it look like very fine object. The question rises how lamination can form and how lamination can made. Lamination film is made up of base film such as polyester or the PVC and then coated with the adhesive in the lamination is very important. These adhesives can bind the lamination with the paper very finely. Adhesives can be activated either by the thermal heat or by the high pressure. This coated film is wound around the cardboard cores, which is loaded in your roll laminators. Next, further we will discuss lamination sheet. Lamination sheet can be subdivided in the group based on the building material used such as paper, plastic, metal, woolen fibers. Woolen fibers is the woolen fabric which is used in the paper, cottons, or other clothing objects, etc. Composite or forming the compound employed such as CNC milling, laser cutting, or the aquablasting or a document covering. The question rise, what is aquablasting? Aquablasting is a technique to use the cleaning of surface. In our surface we use the plywood or tiles. During the work where there is a stain or mark produced on our newly applied tiles. This aquablasting is used to remove the stains, greasy oil, must, or dust. Then we have an important use of laminates in our daily lives is it is produce a better surface finishing for the furniture elements and also produce an attractive look for a very less price. Furnitures like tabletops, cupboards, surface of chair mostly use laminate as the finishing material. Next, we have a technical use of laminates in our daily lives. In our cars we see the wind shades, wind shields, which is commonly used to protect our car windows, front car windows or back car windows. In vehicles, shields are commonly made as a composite created by laminating a tough plastic film between the two layers of glass which protect our window mirrors. This protect shade of glass detecting from the windshield in the case it is break. Next, we have the electrical equipments. In our houses and offices, electric equipment is commonly used. In the electric equipments, laminate and lamination sheet use such as in the transformer or motors usually use as a steel laminate to form the core of coil used to produce the magnetic field. In these transformer or motors, laminate form a core of coils which is used to produce the magnetic field. Basically, laminate is used to produce the magnetic field in the transformer and motors. The thin lamination produce the signal loose due to the eddy current. Next we have laminate sheet. What is laminate sheet, how laminate can form, and how and which chemicals used in the laminate sheet. First of all, in which purpose laminate sheet can form. Laminate sheet can form, and laminate sheet can be used in our houses, and in our houses and in our offices. We use a lot of decorated things like plywood and decorated paper on the walls. In this purpose laminate sheet can be used. So laminate sheet are made by binding two or more layers of material. Laminate sheet from the plastic are glued to wood to make the surface more aesthetic. These sheets are manufacturing by laminating different type of paper with the formaldehyde. The question rises, which type of chemicals used in the laminating sheet. There are two types of chemical which is commonly used in the laminating sheet. The core sheet consists of the craft paper with the phenol formaldehyde, and the second is the melamine formaldehyde, which provide protection and provide support to the surface, to our surface, and the abrasion resistance. Then these laminates are binded to the wooden surface with a suitable glue and pressing from some time finishing process. This help in the finishing process, and glue is very important. In this process glue is bind the tiles or plywoods to make them the finishing process, to make them the finishing look. Next, another example of laminate material include the melamine chemical. The melamine chemical is also used in the decorative papers which is used in our houses to decorate our walls. Melamine adhesive countertop surface and the plywoods. These plywood and the countertop surface we use in our houses to decorate our walls, to decorate our floor more attractive. These things can be used, these laminate can be used. Decorative laminate and some modern millwork component are produced with the decorative paper with a layer of overlay on the top of the decorative paper. The laminate sheet is present on the decorative paper on the overlay, so the decorative paper can be formed set before pressing them with the exothermic process. This exothermic process is used to press this decorative paper into the high pressure decorative laminates. A new type of high pressure decorative laminate is produced using a real wood vanners and other types of vanner top surface. Next we have use of lamination sheet. In our houses, in our offices, there are a lot of documents and a lot of papers which is very important in our life. To protect these lamination, to protect these documents and papers, we use lamination sheet. Then we will discuss the use of lamination sheet. Lamination printing is the process of applying a thin layer of plastic to paper or card sheet to enhance and protect the print matter. Basically print matter is basically important for us in our documents, because print matter is very important. All the things on the document is depend on the print matter. So this lamination can protect the print matter based on the document. Common type of the laminates are glossy, matte, and shine. These are the three types which is commonly used for the lamination. Lamination is often used for packing, book cover, brochure, business cards, and other printing item. The question rises, what is brochures? Brochures is a small magazine-like paper which is commonly used for the advertising things. In our in We see that in the different clinics, in our in the front of counters the brochures are present, which give us to which give to the peoples to read them. To read these brochures we understand which type of services this cleaning provide us. So brochure is a small package, small paper which is which also called a pocket folder paper. Next we have application of laminating sheet. Laminating sheet, how laminating sheet can help. Laminate increase the durability of print material. As we discussed in the previous slide, that printing material is very important, so lamination increase the durability of the printing material, allow them to withstand frequent use. Laminating add protection against the fingerprint and sponges, stains and peels, tears, wrinkles, mark, obstruction, plus oil, greasy dust, must, and other components. Next, we have lamination process. How lamination can process, which machine used to laminate the objects. Then, so we will discuss lamination is a process through which two or more flexible packing web are joined together using a bonding agent. The substrate pack up the webs may consist of films, paper, or the aluminium foils. In general term, an adhesive is applied to the less absorptive substance web, after which the second web is pressed against it to produce a duplex or a two-layer laminate. Uh, in this process, we will in this process we will know that two layers of webs which produce a lamination, two layers which bind with one and other is bind with other. Next, web lamination is used to improve the appearance and wear property of the substrate. The choose of the chance of the choose of most suitable web laminating process is mainly uh, deducted by the end use of product. A number of different technologies are available that cover the wide variety of application in the food and non-food packaging industries, as well as for the manufacturing of technical lamination for the solar energy and the and the insulation plan sectors. So this web lamination is used in the food and non-food packaging industry to prevent and protect the food from different things. Then we have the lamination machines and lamination types. How lamination can form in the machines. So we will discuss the lamination machines. Lamination machine can be classified according to the type of bonding agents used to produce the laminate. These types are wet lamination. First of all, we will discuss wet lamination. Wet lamination is a bonding agent is still in the liquid state. When the web is joined together, it is commonly used to produce the paper aluminium foil laminate that is widely used in the flexible packing is used in the food industry or the non-food industry to protect the food from the various things. Next, we have dry lamination. Dry lamination is the bonding agent dissolved into the liquid is applied to one of the web after being evaporated into the dry ovens. The adhesive coated web is laminated to the other under the strong pressure and using the heat rollers, which improve the bond strength of the laminator. The dry lamination is also produced and also used in the flexible packing or food industries. Next, we have two images which clear the concept of dry or wet lamination. This image image is used for the wet lamination, and this is for dry. These those tools we use. These two images and these two concept we will see that this lamination is used in the packaging, as we see that in different packaging material this lamination can be used. Next, we have solventless lamination. Solventless lamination is the process of metering a low viscosity adhesive onto a multiple application roll configurations that apply the adhesive to the full substrate, to the first substrate, which is then mated to the second substrate, and the heated nap. This is also process in which two layers is formed. First substrate is bind with one and second is made with the other. Next, we have wax lamination. Wax lamination is the binding agent is a wax or the hot melt and is applied into the melted state onto one of the two substrate. This process allow the production of paper or the paper aluminium foil laminate that are widely used in the packaging of biscuit and the bakery product. This is also the type of dry lamination. With the help of dry lamination and wax lamination, these two products and the bakery items can be formed. Next, we have thermal lamination. As we discussed in the previous slides, we have a lot of documents which is very important to us. So basically, thermal lamination is a basic process to laminate our document. Lamination is a process of joining of two or more layers. As we know that lamination is a process of joining two or more layers, people generally use and operate the lamination process to protect the print of their documents or the print on the product. Thermal laminating film are the film that are sensitive to the heat and pressure and hence have the capability to bond with the product. As we know that thermal laminating film is sensitive to heat, so it has capability to bind with the product. Our range of thermal laminating film consists of over laminated film with the adhesive. The thermal laminating consists of the over laminated film and adhesive. It has a lot of it have strong laminating film and adhesive. Next, we have features of thermal lamination film. Laminating film have excellent clarity. It provide us outstanding strength. It provide us flexibility. It provide us good resistance to the chemical or the crack resistance. Then the adhesive layer on the thermal laminated film is attractive during the heating process and is stuck on the printed sheet due to the extreme pressure that is expected in the process. Next, we have lamination base film for the food packaging. In previous slides, we will discuss the machines which is used in the food packing. Then we have the lamination which used in this packaging. The purification degree of protecting workshop is high, reaching the food level standards, which can be directly used for the food packaging, and the product performance is good. This lamination base can be used in the food packaging, which protect our food and show the product performance is good. After lamination the object, the product has a good air and the good moisture. उसके बाद we have some then we have some then we have some chemical then we have some chemical properties and the physical properties of the lamination base. The product has good thickness, uniform resistance, and then dimensional stability, good transparency, good brightness of the lamination layer after the laminizing, good chemical properties, and the good appearance, flatness. These are the properties which give the lamination base to the food packaging. Next, we have lamination removal. The question rises why we want to remove the lamination from the document. When we see that the lamination is destroyed and any stain on the lamination, we want to remove the lamination from the document and need the new lamination on our documents to look our document more clear and attractive. So there are many process and the purpose and there are many process of removing the lamination from our document and different things. First of all, we have removing the lamination from newer document. As the laminated sheet interact with the chemical and fiber in the paper and ink in it, damage start occurring. As we know that there is the chemical on the paper or a chemical in the ink which damage the paper, which start damaging the paper. So we have to remove the lamination from the paper. Removing the lamination from the recently laminated document and certificate is suggested. The heat method are the best. The heat method in our house, in our house we will perform easily. So cut the lamination on all the side where it overhang the document with a sharp edge or a blade Roser. Cut the one corner to lift the lamination. Place the document against the heat iron or the curling iron, covering with a thin cloth, and the lamination heat release the lamination from the document. It is very easy method which is easily performed in our houses to remove the lamination. Next we have removal of lamination from ID card. One method for removing the lamination from the ID card is to use heat. As we know that the plastic is very easy to remove by the heat is very easily remove the plastic. So place the ID card on the solid surface and put a piece of cloth over them. Heat your iron and press the iron over the cloth for a several times. The heat loosen the plastic from the card. The heat radiation loosen the plastic from the card. Peel it away with a blade to lift the plastic and slow hand to work the lamination of the card. Second method is in our houses, we have a blow dryer. Work in the same manner. Cut the edge of the lamination. Allow the heat to be blown between the card and the lamination. Blow the warm air under the lamination using the sharp edge such as rollers and blades. Lift the lamination from the paper and peel it. This is also a very easy method which is easily performed in our houses to remove the lamination. Next we have removing lamination from with the chemical. As we know that lamination can be also removed with the chemicals because historical documents need to preserve for the life. Our documents which is historical, which is very important, we need it until our life. Lamination is not suggested, but the adhesive find in the plastic metal during the lamination process damaging the irreplaceable documents. The chemical on the paper damage our lamination, so it also put off the gas that create the chemical reaction when bind to the paper. When lamination is bind to the paper, there is also a chemical in it, so this also damage our document. Researcher find that when the heat remove the laminate, a residual amount of the adhesive remain on the paper. When we remove the lamination, an amount of adhesive can remain on the paper. Adhesive or chemicals remain on the paper, and and ethene vapor was tested as a adhesive remover depending on the type of ink or a writing implement used to create the document. An acetone is a vapor which is used to test the adhesive remover depend on the type of ink or writing the implement used to create the document. While successful, it is an scientific process and is not suggested for home as an previous document. This is a technique which is not performed in our houses, so it is better to perform in our houses. Do it with a chemical use. While successful, it is the scientific process, and it is not sugarized for home use on the previous document. Thank you.